The audio down there so you can check it out.
Cell phone off, no ringer.
Yeah, I think I turned mine off.
We got it.
I'm gonna say, okay, guys, if you're joining this, let me know if you hear this audio.
We're live. Huh?
Yeah, we're live, but we're a minute early. So
Early's on time.
that's true. Is that not? Hey, John, can you hear me, son?
Can we move the cursor? It's on your seat.
Yeah. Well,
I'm messing with
or that's,
Test.
what's up, Wayne? Hey, listen, anybody out there, can you hear the mics? This is a whole different thing. Y'all getting ready to get amazed at what we're getting ready to do.
it. Testing 1, 2, 3.
We should do a test. Yeah,
Check, check.
check. Can you hear it? All right, check. Hear it now. Kevin,
There we
check
go.
it. So, check your mic. Check. Just hit the.
Hello,
We'll flip the cameras. We're gonna do
hello.
a camera flip here in a second.
Camera flip.
We need a camera flip, and we need to make sure.
That didn't work.
Q2.
Q2. Guys, we're just hanging there with us. And here's another thing. You're gonna say something that's gonna take a while for you to get the camera. You guys saw it by Facebook, so
Satellites linking up in space.
it is.
High technology.
It is. Look at that. There's the camera. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now,
It's a little different.
it is a little
I'm
delayed.
mostly hidden. That's for the best.
Yeah.
I don't look. I look sexy.
No. Y'all just hang in there with us.
Track you to the
We're getting
camera.
this. We're getting. We had a bunch of equipment come in about an hour and a half ago, and in that hour and a half, we have tried to just change the way we do every single thing here. And we're gonna. We got a splitter that's gonna do some different sections, and you see Josh in the camera right now playing with that camera. And but we got a round table here tonight. That's we're gonna talk about some stuff, but.
Josh's camera is in the
Hey,
camera
listen,
view.
listen. You see that post right there, Justin? Go over there and close my post on Facebook right there. We're actually, I'm not even looking at the computer. I'm looking at a TV screen. So, yeah,
Working
there we
little
go.
bugs out.
We're working the bugs. This is the first time we actually seriously just plugged in the last cord about, I don't know, 3 minutes ago.
How many live people are watching?
Right now, it's 36.
36.
And
Wow, that's quick.
it will go FC40. It'll go up. Justin, get out of the camera, dude. What are you? We don't need no ugliness on there. We got enough right here at the table. Huh? All right. So for you guys that are looking right now, we're getting the kinks of our new system kind of worked out. We are doing this live. We've got a panel here that we've assembled. There you go. So see, that's me. You know, you see my smiling face. That's one view. And so we're going to have 4 different cameras, and Josh is going to be controlling this as we go.
Make sure
And
that one's in frame.
Justin, scroll up on the comments, because this is something we got to work out right here. So you get the make sure the comments are
So,
coming down. See, there we go. See, we got a lot. Blake Yarder, Woodrow. Okay, Woodrow, you're there. Blake Yarder.
Blake Yarder.
Alan Crady. Hey, buddy. Charlie Dick, what's going on, buddy? Keep on going down here. Wes Wilson, what's up? Mason, good grief, not that fast, son. It looks like you have a rectangle table. We do. It is a long table that was actually built by Josh's wife's great-grandfather. The mayor looking fly. That's right. So here we go. So what we're going to do, while they're over there working on the cameras and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and get started with my announcements before we get into the juice of what we are here to discuss tonight. So, guys, welcome to to this live, and yeah, we're gonna let it roll. So I've got. Are you ready to flip some cameras around me as I? No, it's not a Bud Light, buddy. Hey, Ralphie, you ready to flip some cameras as I introduce our thing? So to my right, joining me today is Sal Pinto. Sal is from the Lost Mountain Bass Masters. They fish a lot of Alabama lakes and Lake Lanier. You do get up here at the Lake Lanier area and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming here tonight. This is going to be his first time to experience us at Fish North Georgia. So hold on, okay? Hang on. That's all I can tell you. It's getting ready to get fun right here. So the very over here on this side of me, I'm going to do right there in the black is good grief. You know, I have a brain fart. Paul Conan. And Paul, did I say it right? Is it Conan?
It's Cootie.
Coonan. Paul Coonan. There you go. Paul, get a grip. Paul, yes, sir. Paul Coonan, High Tech Rednecks. That's right. I told you Josh Bell was going to be pretty cool. So Paul Coonan won our giveaway. He fishes a lot of kayak, do a lot of stuff like that.
GAKFL.
GAKFL, them kayak guys got all the initials and all that. But he also, we got a little prize to give to him here in a little bit as well. And then to my left, without further ado, is the mayor, Scott Barnes. And I'm not going to tell you much about Scott. We'll let Scott just explain himself as we go on today. But he is, I guess, just the pit crew. And that's how we want to describe you, as the guy that runs the pit crew. Is, you know, yeah, that's right. So we've done a podcast with him. You need guys to go check it out. We're going to do podcasts with these guys too. We're going to try to start doing them. And the reason we got these mics is because we're going to start doing our podcast next week live. So they're going to be straight to YouTube, and that way we don't have to do all the stuff. But one thing about doing them live is it's just like this. When things like beeping on your phone and stuff because you forgot to turn it off, like in church or during the national anthem, you're going to have your little quirks to it. So it's going to be fun. We're going to do this. So we're going to try to work the kinks out tonight with this. So appreciate all you guys coming in, and we're going to have a good discussion here in a little bit. So got a few announcements that I've got to get. Sunday, 6:30 here at the store, we will be having a men's club meeting. We're going to do some planning, and you guys are going to help with the drawing. And the drawing that I'm talking about is if you purchase at our store, fishnorthgeorgia.com, if you purchase over $35, you're into a drawing for an FX rod behind us. And if you go over 60, you're in the drawing for not only that, but also a titanium. And so we're going to do that drawing at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. And you guys at the men club, in the men's group, that's going to kind of be incorporated into our meeting. So if you're going to come to the men's group, if you plan on coming, let me know, because I'm going to feed you, and I need to know how much food to buy. Don't hit me up Sunday at 4:30 and say, hey, you still having that meeting? All right, let me know ahead of time so I can plan, but we'll have a good time. So I covered that. Titanium now. Sugar Hill.
About to change the audio.
He's about to change the audio, so here we go. We're going to take a break for half a second. Put the arms and let him just flex his muscles or something. Listen.
I was expecting some crowd noise to come in when you introduced Scott.
We should have. I was going to have roses. Listen, I had some.
Is that legal?
Yeah, I don't know. Y'all want to walk up song? Oh, listen, Sony camera just.
Could have played Kurt Angle.
Listen, we can't. Listen, here's the bugs and the kinks we're working out. So anyway, but anyway, what is it? I'm going to give these people a shout out. So who are they? Josh brought this. This is Lucky Scars beer. Well, Chris Taylor already said it was a Bud Light. Now he's drinking Sprite, but don't let him lie to you because he had one of these beers before he drank that Sprite. This is made in Alpharetta, so we consider it local. So there you go. Have a nice adult beverage while we sit here and talk. Whoa, echo. Okay, so bad echo now. Josh, what did you do? Hold on.
Guys, just hold on. We're just having new equipment installed, and Danny's working out the kinks. Josh got this all under control.
That's right. Y'all just tell me when the echoes stop. Is it better now?
Fish North Georgia, drink North Georgia.
Drink North, yeah, we'll do. Charlie Dick, echo. Big echo, Franklin Tree.
Still?
Terrible echo. Switch audible back is what Josh Bale said.
All right.
Now you're good.
Oh.
No echo. There we go. See, listen. We're slow, fat country guys, but we'll figure it out eventually. I mean, put some duct tape on that stuff, and we'll get it rolling. So, I heard a camera kick off, though. Sal's camera kicked off again. So, Justin, go cut that camera on, or one of them cameras kicked off. I just heard the pop. So anyway, all right, here we go. So we're going to try this now. We'll figure it all out. But I wanted to give Sugar Hill Baits a little shout out, and we're going to have them up on the site. They're in the store now. Fish head spins, underspin type things, and some shaky heads. That's another local company that we are putting in the store, and we're going to help promote. And it's some good looking stuff, guys. So cooking with grease, son. Here we go.
Change something. Get off demo mode.
Now I'm back. See, that's what I'm saying. We're getting all these. He broke the camera. Listen, that's Scott. Scott Barnes looked at it, and all the cameras just went to crap all of a sudden. So
I'm protected. I'm wearing them.
we're figuring this out. We're figuring it out. We're figuring it out. But listen, once we get this stuff figured out, guys, we're going to be flying with this stuff. So anyway, Sugar Hill Baits. I'll have them online on the store tomorrow, but they are here at the store. So good stuff. Now, I want to talk to Paul. Joe King, what happened? It's going, buddy. We're just working out the kinks. Let's switch the camera to Paul if we can. And this man right here, he is getting an award or a prize tonight. He is the highest finishing Fish North Georgia group member that participated in the Aaron Martin's benefit tournament. And so we set out and said, listen, the highest Fish North Georgia group guy, finisher in this thing is going to get a free FX Extreme Angler Series rod. And so Paul's been here. He's been looking at it, and, maybe he's got it figured out and which one he wants. But anyway, Paul, tell us a little bit, just a little bit about the tournament, kind of, what you had and how it worked. Because this was a length tournament. This wasn't like a weigh-in. So just tell everybody a little bit about it.
All right. The length tournament for me was pretty familiar. I'm a kayak guy. Kayak tournaments always are by length. With it being open anywhere to anyone in the U.S., any water, kind of no regulations, I thought it was going to take just a crazy number to do well.
Right.
The winner was about 115 inches.
115 inches.
So
how many fish?
5 fish.
5 fish. 5 fish. Who was it?
Doug Wilson.
Doug Wilson.
So,
Okay, you know him?
I was in the tournament as well. But
Oh, you were in it.
Nice.
yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. You didn't beat him, did you?
What'd
you finish?
I finished 8th.
He beat me.
You beat him.
But I didn't chime in for that.
Well, hell, I'm gonna give you a free. I'll give you a free ride too.
Man.
I didn't fish, but can I get a free ride?
No, you seriously finished 8th?
Yeah.
Are you a member of the Fish North Georgia group page?
I'm sure I am, but I'm not.
All right, so what? Here's what.
You brought him into big league me like
listen,
that?
listen. This happens to
He
my
gives
ass
you
all the
credit
time.
when somebody beats you.
Listen, here's the problem, guys. Here's the problem.
Well, ask him what
I'm
he
in
did.
this store by myself all day, and I'm still sad that Eddie Van Halen passed away, and it's got me messed up. But dadgummit, so okay, you know what? I bite the bullet. We honor that. No.
No, that's not
We
what I
honor
said.
that. We honor our word that the high. He's going to get a rod, and you're going to get a rod, and Josh can just fuss about it at me later. So that's a lot of rods. Yeah, Christopher Taylor. From now on, I'm going to have to figure this out. We're going to have to really research our awards. So anyway, all right. So listen, Paul, how'd the tournament go for you? And then we'll get Sal. Hell, Sal come in sliding in the 8th place. So
Sliding in, man. I was down there in the high 30s, feeling good about myself.
that's funny as hell that we're
No,
doing this, guys. I'm sorry.
I figured since it was a 2-week deal that my plan was to fish 1 week on Lanier because I felt like Lanier would lay a good bedrock for me, get some kind of 18 to 20 inch class fish, and then to go hunting for largemouths. Danny told me to go to Rocky where I got skunked.
Listen, that's just, you should have gone to Rocky. If Rob Young, I'm always messed up. I know, buddy. I'm sorry. Rocky Mountain has the potential to produce huge fish. So, that's why we went there.
But I did good on Lanier. I got on, I wouldn't say it was a pattern, but I just went to bombing points with a great big rattling topwater. And it's kind of every day I ran into one that was in that 18 to 20 class. I got about 92.75 on the board, which all spotted bass is a pretty good string.
That's a good number.
I think so.
And then I bounced out to Rocky for 2 days, and I saw one big one. I couldn't get her to commit to a glide bait. I got freaking food poisoning on the drive home.
Where'd you eat now? Where'd you eat? You didn't eat by that yellow hotel up there in Rome, did you?
It was no.
Okay, all right.
I ate at Jefferson's in Rome. I would recommend that.
No ammo, y'all behind.
But I managed to bounce out on Saturday. And
I hear you, Joe.
Joe Grimes.
Hey, listen, I think I played ball with Joe Grimes. I'm sorry, when we were little. I think if your dad was Roger Grimes, he coached me back at Midway back in the day a long time ago at Nats, driving me crazy right there. So, okay, but you had how many? 92?
92.75.
Okay, 92.75. All right, so I was impressed with that. What did you have?
I have, well, the reality of the thing is I fish out of a boat. okay?
Okay.
So I didn't understand the kayak law, rules, of how to measure a fish. So the number I had was 103.25, 103 and a quarter.
Hell of a strength.
But I lost like 6.5 inches due to penalties.
Right.
So realistically, I would have finished the tournament in 4th place.
Okay.
But again,
What
just
were
the
the
way
penalties imposed?
my biggest fish was just over 7 pounds. Okay, she was about 23.75 in length.
Right.
And
About right.
no, that was on Lake
See,
Seminole.
and you
The
can fish
tournament-
any lake, and
Yeah,
yeah.
you could fish any lake, and the tournament actually got pushed back a week. And so I was salivating because I knew I was spending 10 or 9 days or 8 days fishing down on Lake Seminole. So I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, by the way.
That's
my
okay.
Yankee
I mean,
accent. But,
you're a Yankee?
I am. I know. I wanted to ease you into that, if that's okay.
He slide in. He's now. I got to give a rod to a Yankee.
No, he's big leaguing you.
Listen. It's 2020. I'm gonna give a rod to a Yankee. There's a hurricane coming tonight. The Lord
They
is.
didn't understand the rules of how to measure fish. How do you not understand to measure a fish?
So-
That's what
I didn't read the rules.
baffles
He didn't read the
I
rules.
didn't
There
read
you
the
go.
rules.
It's a
measured-
ruler, it's a fish. You measure it, and
That's
you're done.
exactly it, Scott. Right? You
Yeah.
fish out of a boat, and nothing. Listen, these kayakers, they're hammers.
Okay.
Okay, and no disrespect whatsoever, but my biggest fish, I had a hard time. I got an inch penalty during the week because the mouths weren't closed on a couple of my fish, and one of them was 22 and a half. Okay,
I got you.
so I didn't realize that, but it's okay. A half inch here, half inch
Northerners
there.
are
It's
good
really not
guys.
going to make that much of a difference, right?
Well,
So, yeah, I know, right? So, I catch the big fish of the week for me, and, the damn thing was all over.
That's okay.
So, it's good?
It's good.
So, the thing was all over the place. And so, I'm holding it, and my co-angler in the tournament had to take the picture.
Right.
Well, the stomach was not facing me. It was facing away from me. Mouth was closed.
You had it upside down.
It was upside down. I had no idea, but and the ruling on that. Now, listen, the bottom lip was up against the bump board. Okay,
Okay, yes,
it was
it
at
was.
the one,
So
not
it-
at the 30 down here measuring backward.
Right. So listen. Okay, hold on. So let's stop with that real quick. And I know guys are wanting us to get to that. So we're gonna deal with this in a second. What does it matter?
All right, so I'll.
It's the same length whether it's upside down or whether. What does it matter? What do you think?
For us, as far as I know, it's a consistency thing. It's
Yeah.
just it makes it easier to have everything facing all the same direction. Make sure your
That's socialism.
mouth's closed, tail's out.
so this is important. There's rules that you have to have in the tournament, and you abide by the rules in that tournament, and everybody must do the same thing
Same
on measuring
exact
your
thing.
fish.
Yeah.
And
Same
that's
exact
important
thing.
because I'm going to bring that topic up. In just
Oh,
a
Scott,
minute.
listen.
You
Come
know,
on.
but the
Listen.
reason-
But there's
sound like a
plenty,
politician.
There is plenty for kayaks.
Mayor.
The
He's the
amount
mayor.
of weigh in, length in drama that can be generated by trying to stretch one to get an extra quarter out of it or whatever
Yeah.
is
I have
astonishing.
The reason, yeah, I have the reasoning why.
Okay,
And-
let's
and
hear-
it
let's hear
came
this.
From the tournament director, and it's valid. Okay, it's valid.
Well,
I'm
we'll
just-
see. Hold on a second. Let's see. We'll be the judge of that.
So, when you put the fish, the belly is facing you. If you send in, I guess people send in pictures, multiple pictures of the same fish. They look at the scale pattern on the stomach. It's easy to determine that on the stomach than it is from a different angle where the stomach is not facing you. So that's the explanation the tournament director gave me. They can zoom in, they can figure out the scale pattern
Yes.
much easier than if the fish was flipped around backwards where the stomach was facing away from you. So
Okay. Well,
that's-
all right. So
that's what-
personally, I think that's okay. Whatever. That's kayak
It is what
guys
it
are a
is.
different breed of guys anyway. I love them, but okay, whatever. But the fish is either 79 inches or it's not 79 inches. It don't matter. If I stand up, I'm not going to tell you how tall I am because I ain't that tall, but I'm a certain thing.
4'7".
Kiss my ass, Martin. Listen, 4'7". All right, so I'm 4'7". If I put my hands on my head and stand upside down, I'm 4'7". What does it matter?
That was my point. I didn't measure. It would have been nice to measure two fish at 23 3/4 inches, right? I mean, we would all love to have that.
Right. Okay.
But I only measured one at that length. So what's the discrepancy? There needs, in my opinion, being a bass guy out of a boat, I feel like there should
All right,
be
hold on
a
a second, hold on a
scenario.
second. Listen, can we get a camera on the bathroom door because Scott Barnes, the mayor, had to take a pee break in the middle of our live. Didn't he pee like at 7:58?
I synced it.
What's wrong with the man? 7:58 he took off and now he's gone. Okay, well,
One in and he's breaking the seal.
he's broke the seal. All right, so we got a couple questions real quick. So honest question for the kayak pros, which is basically you, Paul.
Oh, God.
What do you all think of these Johnny Boat hybrid yaks / John boats? What is that? What is a
mean-
Johnny boat? Is he making fun of
Yeah,
John
no,
boats?
it's like a rotomolded boat that you can mount like a small outboard on or an electric motor on.
Guy, what do you think of them?
Um,
Because you're the only one that knows what it is.
I mean, I'm pretty well dedicated to paddling. Bring them on. If that's what you want to fish out of, go for it, man.
You went in there and passed gas? Is that what you left?
No. Just had a
You're not going to
That's
pass gas
senior
here, are you?
Senior moment.
moment.
Oh my goodness.
moment.
I know what I got to look forward to. Okay. Real quick, got another question. Will the storm make fishing Allatoona or Lanier this weekend bad? Debris in the water, fish not biting. Anybody want to chime in on that real quick? Fish not biting? I mean, I fished Lanier this past Saturday. Listen, my partner dragged me down, dude. He's watching right now, but I'm
Don't say
saying.
how you like bass boats.
Bass boats are fine, but let me tell you something about you bass guys. All right, I fish electric only. All right, y'all crazy as hell and you're impatient. You're impatient because you go 100 miles an hour. You're beating the daylights out of yourself on these things, and he was. So I'm getting beat. All right. I mean, I'm getting beat all day long. We get to a spot, we make 3 casts, and they say, "Hey, the fish ain't there," and we go to spot number 2.
What kind of boat were you in?
We were in a Skeeter. Now listen, it was a nice boat. I mean, it was a nice boat. Let me be honest. It was not the most uncomfortable ride. My driver was terrible.
Okay.
Listen, he scared me, man. It was like, okay, here we go. Tim Hawkins. So we got a big dog on tonight right here. So consistency is what every tournament director is looking for. We all weigh our fish on the same scales in the same style baskets out of the same tub. You know what? I can agree with that just because I've gone to a couple of them and
That was
a couple
kind of
different-
random, though. I mean, just out of the blue, Tim comments a random comment.
But yeah,
you know?
he does make a random
We
comment.
love him, though.
We love him, but
Tim's the
in
man.
reality, it goes with the measuring too.
Oh, I'm gonna measure something.
Not with me, buddy.
Hey, Kyle Reeves.
Not with
How
me.
you doing,
Kyle
Kyle?
Reeves, crappy or biting. But I guess what he's saying is, okay, when I'm saying it doesn't matter which way the fish is, but he's saying, yeah, okay, let's be consistent.
That's right.
Let's have the fish on
Rules.
the stomach. It's same. It does keep it. Now, the fish are still the same length regardless, but I understand that.
It's all good. The whole thing is, and you can attest to it, it's for Aaron Martins and his family.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
like, that guy is going through something that, I don't think a lot of people understand, and that's
Look at
really
my
why
hand
they
over
do
there.
it. And I didn't care if I came in first or last. It didn't matter. I was donating, and I wanted to make sure that,
FX20.
we helped out Aaron in this situation.
Yeah, it was for a good cause. Absolutely. So kids and bath, I was for kids and bath. I was referring to the kayak length limit.
I have no idea.
Listen,
what that means.
Tim.
Quit drinking, Tim.
Listen, Tim.
Quit drinking.
It just got weird.
Or catch up.
I don't know what you're talking about, Hawkins, but all right. So listen, I am wearing your shirt
that-
though. I'm repping you a little bit. See,
that
Fishbowl
signs of
Georgia
a-
loves everybody.
Is that signs of a pedophile? I mean, kids.
He's not a pedophile. I think it's
Ooh.
dementia. It might
That
just
got
be
weird.
dementia or something like that. I don't know. The guy's not Biden, so we'll leave it at that. No, I'm just kidding. No, we'll stay off that. All right, so no politics. Anyway, congratulations to both of you guys now because you both just pulled a rod out of my butt right there. Josh is going to fuss at me at the end of the month, and he's going to say, well, if you wouldn't do stupid things and say that, and pay attention. But seriously, congratulations to both of you. I'm glad to get to know both of you, and both of you, I'm a man of my word. I promised you a rod when you came in. You will get a rod, and you actually were the winner, so you will get a rod.
Well,
Everybody, we're
Thank
open.
you, but
We
it's
are
not
open.
necessary.
Just the next person that walks through the door right there, you get a rod. We'll just do that. I mean, oh Lord, I'm gonna go broke. There is no money. Listen, don't get me popping the can there, Josh. Change the camera. There we go. All right, so here we go.
He didn't say you couldn't go
Listen,
out and come back.
all
in.
right, before I get to the question of the week, y'all look at Chris Taylor's comment. I was drawn up 100 yards after the blast off. because that son of a gun went crossways over everybody else's wash, and we were airborne at 100 yards. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'm airborne. And, Alan Pruitt, nobody, I can't give it to family. Oh, here we go. Who goes? Listen.
I got it.
I got your text message right there, Hawkins. I see you. You got my number, too. You don't ever text me. But anyway, give me my pen. We went airborne, and it scared the hell out of me. Now, in an electric-only boat, in our Elko, we go 7 miles an hour. Now, 7 miles an hour in electric only is like 90 in you bass boat guys. I mean, it really is. We're flying in the electric world. But seriously, you can come get a koozie. I got several of them. They're free, buddy, Kurt. But you go slow. Now, here's another thing, though, and I'm going to say this before we get to the question of the week. When an electric only guy fishes, we get to a spot, given our limitations on our motor, hey, your battery's running low. Hey, bring my charger over there. For my PC, he's getting ready to run out of battery on the PC, and this whole thing's going to go to hell. It's the black one plugged into the thing. Yeah, this is how we roll. Like I lost 25 viewers right there because we're getting ready to go off, but it's all right. But anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Koozie, and then what were we talking about?
There's limitations.
You was all puckered
of the
up.
electric-
Limitations. I was puckered up, but here it is. Electric only guys will get to a spot and they will fish the spot and fish it out because you don't have the ability to fly across the lake at 90 miles an hour to that spot. So that's the subject for another podcast, and I think kayakers are the same way. I think kayakers and electric only guys are much more patient than you big boat guys. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, typical linear tactics are, when they're on brush or you're fishing a area that the fish are going to be active. It's first or second cast, and you're moving quick.
Rob
You're
Young.
moving, and
We're figuring it out, Rob. I love you. Just make my hats, dude.
so it's a different strategy.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Okay. All right.
Justin.
Justin, he'll talk to you about Seminole. I'm actually going to do a podcast. Seriously, we can cover a lot of that stuff. Sal came up here tonight thinking we were going to do one thing, and given the topic that we're going to get to about the social media and this tournament that's going on, the plans for everything changed. And Paul came up to get his ride, and I'm like, what? You might as well. We got the new mics in. You might as well join us. Amanda, go ahead, baby. You just fixed me a sandwich. Oh, I'm in trouble now. That's my wife. I'm going to be in trouble. But anyway, so this is more, but I'm going to do a podcast with Sal when he comes back so we can really get in depth on your club and fishing and you and all that. So let's do the question of the week real quick, and then we're going to get into the meat topics that everybody's here to talk about or what we're going to talk about now. So question of the week, and what you're going to win is I got 2 of these Jim Farmer custom painted blanks that are and we don't have the zoom, but I did put a picture out. What do you call them? Like the 6th Sense kind of thing, where it's like the bait balls. Yeah. So I've got one in a shad pattern here, all right, and then I've got one in his emerald popper kind of pattern here, all right, in that color. So whoever answers this question first, and y'all are going to have to help me, I'm going to end up giving away 10 of these because I always mess this part up. So the first person that answers both parts of this question, okay? Both parts of this question. And this question is by Blake Buchanan, so if you think it's a dumb question, it's going to blame it on him. I gave him an hour and a half to figure out the question of the week, and he couldn't come. He wanted to do something about wrestling.
Did you hear that bus go up?
Something about wrestling. I don't know what it is, but nobody watches wrestling. Okay, so the question of the week is this, and why we're doing it, but it's a great question. What year did New Coke come out, and what year was it pulled from the market? So you got to get the year New Coke came out and the year it was pulled from the market. So that's something you got to do. And, while we're waiting on somebody to try to answer that question, Sal, why don't you tell Justin Butler a little bit about Lake Seminole? Give him just a taste of Lake Seminole. I'm going to put you on the spot. Come on.
Man, I tell you what, I was, we talk about pucker, and I was puckered up for 3 days. I mean, I ran into 3 stump fields and didn't even know what happened until after I came off plane.
Thank God I wasn't with Taylor.
It was scary. It really was scary. But, you know, it was just awesome grass lake.
Gotta have both answers. Gotta have both answers, Nathan. Nope. Nope. I love this. You're closer, Farmer. You're really close, but you're off according to our numbers.
We hunt.
That there. Kurt, we hunt.
There you go.
Now,
We hunt.
Farmer, if I'm wrong at church, we can talk about it Sunday, but it
We
is.
hunt, we fish.
Christopher Taylor, according to my stuff, according to this, guys, Kurt, we hunt won. Now,
Google.
what we're going to do is we're going to double check this because it comes in a little bit different. I'll announce the actual winner tomorrow once we figure it out. But right now, it's Kurt, we hunt. Why we were worried about New Coke, I don't know why. The problem is, my wife fusses at me for doing music questions because they're not related to fishing. And we just pulled that out of our butts right there towards the end. Whose idea was that, really? Seriously. Was it mine? No, it was Paul's. No, I don't. Why would I come up with New Coke?
You come up and go find out what you're gonna do.
No,
He was asking about Dr. Pepper.
I was asking about the 23 exotic flavors of the Dr. Pepper.
Oh, exotic flavor.
Exotic flavors of the Dr. Pepper. Listen, when you get to heaven, you will find out the 23 flavors of the Dr. Pepper. That's how important that is right there. Okay, so, all right, guys. All right, so you guys ready for the real discussion to come on right here? Okay,
let's get into it.
So let's talk about what led up to today. All right, so I'm going to give and you guys just hold off on your comments for a second till I kind of lay the groundwork of everything, and then we're going to go. 2 days ago, a gentleman in another group page posted a picture of a 5.3 pound spot. And I am drinking water, Amanda. A 5.3 pound spot, and very nice fish. I don't even know what lake. I assume he caught it off of Lanier. It really didn't say in the thing. And I assume by the picture that the gentleman kept the fish. It didn't look like he was still at the ramp, but just that was the appearance. So you got the customary people saying, "Hey, great job. That's awesome. Good deal, great fish." And without a doubt, it happens every single time. Eventually, you get the gentleman who says, "Hey, listen, you probably should have put that fish back. You probably shouldn't have kept that fish. We'll never have 5-pounders if we keep all the 5-pounders." That's kind of where we went like that. And it really wasn't ugly, but it happens. And it happens all the time, not only in fishing, but even in the hunting circles. If a man shoots a spike or a 4-pointer, and he posts it on social media, you will have the guys that say, "Hey, that's a trophy, great, good job." But you will always get the guy that says, you should have let it walk, should have let it grow. Now, that was what the original debate was going to be about. And we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to get into this tournament that's going on. And you know what I didn't do? Let me take a second and didn't do this. Guys, real quick, I messed up. I did not mention a couple of tournaments that were going on. Make sure I do that before we get off the air. Make sure I do that before we get off there, because I promise these guys I will do it. And guys, I apologize. We got to talking about the rods, and I think you went and threw me off, and I forgot all about it. So before we end, I need to make sure we give these guys their due on these tournaments. So anyway, so you got a 5-pound spot. Now, Justin Butler, you come up with a quick question: how many years does it take to grow a 5-pound spot? So I did some research, and it depends upon the fishery and the amount of bait in the fishery. That I read on Google a guy that had spots that were 12 inches, 16 inches, and then right about whatever it was, it came up to about a 5-pound spot. And they pulled the tag, they pulled the scale. That's one of the ways they can determine the age of a fish. And every one of those fishes was the exact same age. And they were 12 inches, so it depends upon the fishery. You say spots can grow to this. Well, the record in Florida is 3.75 pounds. That's the record spot in Florida. So it depends upon the fishery a little bit, how many years it takes to get a 5-pound spot. So that's an answer that you really can't answer off the top. Lots of people say it's old. Now, I've heard that a largemouth bass or a spot, again, I read today that if you get a trophy-sized fish, let's say a 10-pound largemouth bass, and we're talking about a 6-pound spot, you can equate those, the rarity of them in the fishing world is equal to a person that lives to be 100. That's how kind of the rare they are in fish age. They don't happen. And then we got to talking about genetics. There's a lot of stuff out there that you got to read and go through. But anyway, so really what we were going to talk about was people commenting on other people's trophies. So we're going to start right there with this. Now, we're going to start with Barnes, and we'll go to Paul, and then we're going to go to Sal. And I want you to give your honest opinions, because here's my honest opinion. If a man doesn't break the game laws, if a man goes out and fishes, and he is going to take that fish home, and he's actually going to eat it, I ain't crazy about the putting it on the wall. But let's say he uses it to fish his family and all that, and to feed his family and all that. I'm all for him keeping whatever he wants to keep, within reason. And I don't really necessarily think that it hurts the fishery on a huge lake like Lanier. On a smaller lake like Latham, these smaller reservoirs, I think then you can get into the argument. Now, I could be completely wrong. I know Shan O'Gorman, when he did our podcast, he talked about the health of a fishery, and this is kind of the way he said. A real simple way is to look at this. If you're catching fish that are 12 inches, 15 inches, 18 inches, if you're catching 1 pounders, 2 pounders, 3 pounders, and so forth up into the max size of the fish, you've got a healthy fishery. Now, that's the way he described it. So I can just tell you that Saturday we caught one that was a little under 4, one that was a little under 3. We caught some 14-inch fish. We caught some that kind of tells me, even though it was slow, the spotted bass fishery on Lanier seems to be kind of healthy. Mm-hmm. Now, but again, one of the gentlemen said, if you keep this fish, you're not going to have any. This part of the segment's more about the social media and the responses. So what do you think, Scott, when it comes to this? A man keeping a large fish, regardless of the lake, just kind of the whole situation. What's your thoughts on that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not familiar with the specific situation you're talking
Right,
about.
right.
I didn't see that post, but my beliefs and my opinions are my opinions and my
Exactly.
beliefs. So,
Exactly.
And I'll get into that a little bit with the tournament that we're going to talk about. But simple terms is just that, if a man goes out and catches a fish and he wants to take a picture of it and be proud of it, by all means do it, without a doubt. I don't see anything wrong with that. I do see that in the summer months, if you're catching multiple quality fish and you're keeping them in the live wells to gather 5 or 6 fish to take pictures at the end of the day, to me, my opinions and beliefs, that's a problem.
Okay.
Take the picture quick, release the fish immediately. Once you catch it, you've got a memory of it. You got a memory of it on the phone, but you're releasing it. But don't keep 5 or 6 of them in your live well just to beat your chest.
Stressing out.
Just to beat your
Stressing
chest
out.
and go, hey, look at me, look at what I did.
Right.
I learned from that. I used to be that person years ago, but I changed my ways, and I don't catch a lot of 5 and 6 pound spots.
That's all right, though. That's okay.
I did catch a big 10-pound largemouth in Lanier. I was extremely proud of it.
Did you let that fish go?
I sure did.
Okay.
It was actually in a tournament. Was caught in January. Caught that fish, extremely healthy. Made certain that all through the day that it was alive.
It's big enough.
Took pictures of it, weighed it in, and released it. Swam off very healthy. But my beliefs and opinions are different than other people's. And again, I'm going to get into that with the tournament.
Right.
Not to stress anything further, but summer months are the crucial times, and you want to take care of the fish. If you catch a big one, take a picture, release it immediately. Period.
Okay. All right.
That's just my belief.
All right, so Paul, you're a little different because you're kayak. So generally, you don't have live wells and such. So I want you to deal more with the keeping of the fish. And your opinion is your opinion. So we're free to speak however you feel.
I'll go straight on the social media. I'm a backhander on social media. That's a great fish, but it would have been nice if you'd put it back.
Yes,
I am
absolutely
totally that guy. And I don't think that one person keeping one fish like really hurts things, but I think, and we talk about, I've fished some up north as well, and you keep the big fish up there, they're not as healthy for you to eat. They accumulate a lot of like chemicals and whatnot in them. And I think from a fisheries standpoint, a lot of times down here especially, spotted bass reproduce like crazy. It's probably better to chop out a stringer of those smaller fish to have a mind more on management than on, keeping that one trophy in the cooler.
Gotcha.
If you want a meal, I mean, there's a million 14-inch spots in Lake Lanier to make a meal out of.
And they'll taste better too.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Real quick, Sal, just because this is how I'm going to work these little things in. Right before we get to your opinion, I'm going to read this off about this tournament, and then we'll get your opinion on that. That way I can fit them all in, and I won't forget it. All right, guys, listen, November 7th, North Georgia Crappie Anglers, okay? The third annual Fishing with Military Heroes tournament is going to be on. Captain Josh, Crappie Fishing on Lake Lanier, he came by the store today, wanted me to speak about this, gave me some cards. Listen, it's simple like this. November 7th, lines in the water at Safe Light. The weigh-in site is Thompson Creek Park between 12:30 and 1. Lunch is at 1 o'clock. Prizes after lunch. Call if you have any questions. Josh Thornton, 770-530-6493. And if I'm not mistaken, this is for the Wounded Warriors. I think that's who he told me today. And listen, if you're watching, Josh, correct me if I'm wrong, but this particular tournament is a Wounded Warriors project or stuff like that. So they go through and he helps that. Last year, he said they opened up, they said they were going to have 100 and 150 showed up, and they made sure they all fished. So anytime, listen, and I've got another one here in a second that I'm going to read. Anytime you can help a veteran, somebody who took the time to enlist and give a few years of their life for this country. I don't care what your political standpoints are, that we can argue all day long. But a man or a woman that did something for this country deserves your respect. And anytime you can help them, that's worth doing. So again, this is the first one. I don't know if I'm holding that up, but North Georgia Crappie, and I've got another one here after the next comment. After Sal talks, we will get to that. And Josh, I want you in a second, if you don't mind, after Sal talks, I want you to scroll back to Woodrow Courtney's comment. That one right there. Once I get Sal's opinion on this subject, I want to read this off this next one, and then I want to address that question right there. So, all right, now we're up to you.
All right.
So, what's your opinion?
I mean, is it going to harm the fishery? No. Did he keep the fish to feed his family? Did he keep it to put it on the wall? That's really his decision to make.
Right.
I'm kind of feeling like Paul does because, I felt bad. I ran over a frog on the way over here tonight. I kind of felt bad.
I think it was squirrels.
So, I'm that guy too.
Tree rats. And I'm like, yeah.
I humanize everything that I catch or everything that I accidentally run over on the street. So, it's just, that's my opinion. I want to respect the fishery. I want to respect the fish because it truly is a blessing to be able to go out there and do what we do.
Okay.
And, so that's my opinion.
All right. That's okay. That's simple, straight to the point. All right. So let me give this next one right here. All right. And then I'm going to get to that thing. So Fishing with Warriors. All right. Josh and I met these guys at the Gemini last year. This is a great thing. November 6th, 7th, and 8th on Lake Harding, Georgia. All right. I want to just straight up read their mission right here. This is another group that you guys need to look up and you need to get involved with. All right. Right here. So listen to this. Our mission is to connect with injured military veterans through sharing our passion for fishing. We believe that in doing so, we can help to heal the emotional and psychological wounds of military veterans and their families. Fishing for Warriors knows that the scars of war are both visible and invisible. We support the healing of both by providing our veterans with an environment to come and enjoy a few worry-free days on the water. We connect, we share, we celebrate. So again, what these guys are doing on Lake Hardin is they're taking there's that daggum that again. They're taking, these veterans out, putting them on the water, and just giving them a few days where, stress-free days, fishing. And let's be honest, fishing when done correctly is one of the most stress-free things. Now, we're not talking about tournaments, but when you just get out and you're pure fishing, I think that is as good as it gets, and again, Fishing for Warriors. I want you guys to look up. Justin Aaron Brooks is my contact through that. You can look him up on Facebook. And so I want you guys to get involved with that again. Another thing for our military guys that's important. Now, Josh, scroll up real quick. I want to read Woodrow's comments, okay? The catch and release only ethic, like many other false morals in hunting and fishing, that elitists try to impose on a common man. All right, then everybody else can read the rest. The catch and I mean, that's kind of what we're arguing a little bit right here. I can understand guys that are running tournaments and stuff like that, the catch and release, for a couple reasons. Number one, they're not keeping the fish, they're not eating them. This is more for the sport of it. And it kind of is getting ready to go into the tournament that we're talking about again. To summarize at the end on the social media part of this, listen, guys, I mean, if you can do one of two things. If you can disagree with somebody and their catch on social media, fine. If you put a fish on social media, you might as well expect the comment. Same thing. So you might as well expect it. But if you guys that are commenting it can do it in a, and yours wasn't bad. You know, you were talking about the genetics and stuff like that. So if it's respectful, well, the problem I think is hell, nobody's respectful no more anymore these days. They just look at our politics. You know, if you came, I mean, seriously, look at the politics. If you came in, and I'm a Republican, I'm straight up. But if you came, I can have Democratic friends. You know, but the problem is in our society, it's like you have to hate one or the other. That's the way society is trying to make it out. That you got to hate that guy, and if you are a catch and release guy, you know, you don't have to hate the guy that keeps the fish. Now, if you see somebody doing something wrong, you can possibly educate them with facts. And I think if a lot of these guys were bringing facts to the table, okay, let's just take your genetic comment. I kind of agree with you on that. You're taking that genetics out. But the reality, too, is what I read is that a female spotted bass spawns with a different male every year. So the genetic argument with her is strong. But if she is, 1 year she could mate with a strong genetic male, she could produce super offspring. But, oh, sorry, Scott. But the following year, she could mate with a genetically inferior male. And it doesn't matter how strong her genetics are, her offspring are going to be, they're never going to be the same. Same with a doe in hunting. 1 year, the major buck in the area, you know, he gets lucky and he gets her. But the next year, it could be the 4-point scrub buck that never, you just don't know. So the genetic argument can go either way. But I do agree, when you get these older fish like that, if you can release them, I'm the kind of guy that I think the smaller fish taste better. Mm-hmm. If you're taking them home to cook.
I mean, I would say I think that we probably overstate the amount of fish that actually get kept.
Right.
I think a lot of the guys that are really out there that are about it are not keeping a lot of fish. And there are a lot of fisheries, hickory log, that would probably benefit if people were chopping small fish out.
I agree with you on that 100%.
So there's an aspect of that as well. Just know your fishery, know kind of what you're looking at.
That's very true. I think a lake like Yahula, current game laws account for increased fishing pressure and conditions. Most anglers don't limit that often. Well, that's possibly true, bud. Woodrow, you may be right like that. But you know, you're also on a big lake like Lanier. I can tell you on a lake like Yahula up in Dahlonega, you're right. There's a hell of a lot of 12-inch fish that need to be took out of that lake. Hickory log, you got to catch 30, 12-inch fish before you get to a big one. It's just the way it is. Watch any tournament, and you're going to see limits. Everybody's going to limit, but they're going to be 5 fish for 5 pounds. 5 fish for 5.2 pounds. Josh and I can tell you. So you're right. That's a good point. Know your fishery and do that. 7 million more licenses sold in Georgia this year than last year.
Good. Hawkins,
that is correct. And that, you know, I can tell you that the COVID has contributed to a lot. No, he's absolutely right. Latham, and I just say Latham because it's in my front yard. It's 340-something acres. It has been hammered this year. And the problem is, you know what? They're going to cancel bass tournaments next year. And unfortunately, the bass tournament guys are paying.
Because of management?
Well, I don't know. They say that the reason that the bass are not doing as good
Is
in
that
Latham.
official?
Because of management. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got to have some kind of studies that they've done.
Oh, they ain't done no studies. They
No?
go by the weights on the tournaments and just say, hey, the bass fishing's down. So we're going to cancel bass fishing tournaments for 2021 and see if that rebounds it. But I can tell you this, and I don't have a problem saying this. You can go out there on Saturdays and watching guys trolling live bait, and listen, they're doing it legal. Well, we've had some discussion on whether some of the amounts that they've kept are legal. But the problem is that they'll keep the 3, the 4, the 5, the 6 pound bass. They'll keep whatever they catch, it goes in the live well. Everybody that fishes Latham knows exactly who I'm talking about. It's the same group of guys, and they do it week after week after week. Now, that lake's 340 acres. It can't handle that like maybe Lanier can at however many thousands of acres. So you're exactly right. Know your fishery and maybe adjust rules. But I think on that situation, the bass guys have gotten a totally bad rap because I have fished 3 or 4 tournaments on Latham this year, and I've seen the weigh-ins on others. And I will say that guys that fish bass tournaments take the time to take care of the fish to try to return them back. They do that. It's regardless. I don't care what anybody says. Those guys do that. I don't think I've seen but maybe one dead fish this year at Latham by itself. And that is, we fished it with Electric Bass Opens. We fished it with the Dahlonega John Boat Anglers. We fished it with some open tournaments. And I have gone to weigh-ins with SWAT, other tournaments like that. They take the time to try to return the fish to it. But the bass guys just get, on these smaller lakes, the bass guys are getting a bad rap and saying that they're the cause of it. So I totally disagree 100%, but it is what it is. And we're going to get to the big topic here. I got one more thing that I forgot to do earlier. And Big Shanty Bass Club, all right, this is on Lake Allatoona. They're doing a Toys for Tots. And there goes Barnes again. I love it. Listen, how old is he? How old is the? Oh, we got him going to the bathroom.
Got him going in.
How old is Scott Barnes? Listen, somebody needs to run for mayor because this guy's got Biden help written all over him. He is not going to last a second term. If you're in the pit crew tonight, listen. You guys might as well get your second guy ready in line because who's the vice president of the pit crew? Because you're going to need him real quick. So while Barnes is taking another break, I'm going to finish this. But listen, Big Shanty, guys, they do a tournament on Lake Allatoona, Toys for Tots. And we all are familiar with Toys for Tots. Danny Perdue asked me to read this out, and so I'm going to read this out. Pre-registration is up until November 5th. For this, it's unfortunately it cut it off, so I can't have all of it. Danny, I'm sorry, I didn't even pay attention to this. I think it's on the 7th, the tournament. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, But listen, if you okay, Bart? You okay, Mayor?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you good?
Senior moment.
You had a senior moment about 10 minutes ago.
He forgot about it.
Keep
They
coming.
make medicine for that. I got some medicine they gave me at night. I'm going to give you some of my medicine. God, I love him.
I'm ready.
All right, so anyway, but listen, what Danny wanted me to tell you was, yes, Danny Perdue, listen, pre-registration ends at the end of the business day on November 5th at the dugout. So when Koza and them down there decide to shut their doors on the end of November 5th, that's it. Now, you can still sign up the morning of the tournament. Okay, so, but I don't know if there's a discount for doing it early or not. I'm sorry, Danny. You can hit it in the comments, and I'll be glad to update any information on this. But again, Big Shanty Bass Club, Lake Allatoona, Toys for Tots tournament. Guys, listen, again, I've just given off 3 things, and I know there's others, and I'm going to let Scott talk about one here in a second, tournament that he's doing before we get into this next subject. Anytime you get a tournament like that, it's for a good cause. We're going into Christmas. Toys for Tots, veterans, stuff like that. Listen, the fishing community helps itself just the early boat draw. Okay, so there's no discount for pre-registration. You just get the early boat draw, which is good because if you got a partner like Chris Taylor driving, you're going to get beat to death if you got one of them late boats like that. So that's good. But anytime you guys can support any good cause while catching fish, guys, do it. And if you can't fish, throw some money at them. Throw $50 at them. Buy them a toy. I will tell you this, and I think this goes for everybody, and it don't matter what religion you are, what color you are, what sex you are. It doesn't matter what political party. When you do something nice for another person or another human being, another individual, number one, it makes you feel better. It does. It makes you feel better, but it just helps you to grow into a person that's willing to do that, to be a giving person. That's what we're here for. I'm sorry, that's my beliefs. We're here to give. Do that and just help out another person. And you know, you don't do it to feel good about yourself, but you know, I think the blessings come from helping other people. And so, you got a couple of tournaments coming up, November, December.
Yes.
So real quick, so let's talk about them real quick.
Yeah, so real quick, first of all, thanks for having me. We're going to have some
Sounds like a politician.
open tournaments. So these open tournaments are going to be for 80 boats or more. Everybody knows how the permits run pretty much, I think. But we have these special permits that allow for 80 boats coming up for the Turkey Bowl, which is November 21st. We're going to have the Santa Beatdown on December 26th. And then we're going to have a New Year's tournament on January 2nd. All of those tournaments are on a Saturday, $100 a piece, 80 boats. I'll post it on the tournament Facebook page. That is for Hammond's Fishing and USA Mortgage. We have teamed up this year to promote these, to give people an opportunity to come out and fish and compete. Welcome everybody, anybody, come out and fish with us. Just keep an eye out on the tournament page to pre-register. Those pre-registrations are important for me to keep up, to make certain that we don't go over the amount of boats allowed. And basically just, you know, we want to invite everybody, have a great time. They're all great holiday tournaments, super fun, great payouts, and look forward to having everybody there.
Okay, awesome. Any you know of any kayak charity tour? Listen, Charles Shellnut, will you guys do me a favor and look up on the Fish North Georgia page? Charles Shellnut posted one for kayaking, and it just now popped into my head. It's one. See if you can get me some information on that real quick. Lord, I need to get that one out too. So that just popped into my head. So Big Shanty Bass Master. Guys, look in the comments right there, and you can see Danny Perdue posted that. Again, great causes. All this. How about any benefit tournaments that you're aware of or that's going on?
No, sir.
I would like to add one.
Okay, absolutely.
So Chance Brown is with the Fallen Outdoors. Last year in November, we tried to do something for the veterans. It was a very huge event that we were planning. Unfortunately, COVID came into place, and the water levels came into place.
That's right, because it rained.
Yes, right. Yeah. Water levels came into place. We canceled it. COVID came through the year of 2020. And it's a very special event, as you were speaking about the veterans, and I highly encourage everybody to realize that we are going to name one of our 19 permits that we have for Hammonds and USA Mortgage dedicated just for the Fallen Outdoors. Fallen Outdoors will be for the veterans, and I highly encourage everybody to participate that can. It's going to be an 80 boat tournament maximum. We're looking for sponsorship. We're looking for giveaways and prizes and everything. But it's going to be a phenomenal tournament. Payout's going to be a little bit different, but the cause that as you discussed for the veterans, anybody that can contribute to these men and women that have done things for our country, that give us the liberties and the freedoms that we have been able to be provided from these individuals. Please come out and join us. I don't know the exact date, but I think it's going to be in an April or May event.
Okay. Excellent.
There's one of the club members that I fish with. He mentioned something about a Black Friday tournament for a young man named Benny. He's got cancer, and it's going to be at Lake Wedowee.
Okay.
So that's on Black Friday.
Okay.
So,
All right, we'll start looking at. have
Joey,
them
send me
post
some more
information.
details. Send me some more details, and I'll
Yeah.
get that out as well.
Post that on the Fish North Georgia group page. I got it right here. Joshua Little said, make sure, Joshua, I'm doing the same thing. The 3rd annual Kayak Bassin for Country Kids Christmas Benefit Tournament.
I sent it to you.
Is that what you sent to me? All right, my phone is, yeah, it is right there. There you go. I ain't got it yet. But anyway, so that's a tournament. That's a kayak tournament. I think it is a kayak tournament.
Says kayak Bassin right there.
You can listen to it. It's been a long daggum day, man. And then I get to go home tonight. Tonight's my first night in the CPAP. We picked up that machine tonight, so I'm gonna go home and lay like I'm a damn deep sea diver. It's gonna be all that stuff on my face and everything. So, anyway, December 20th benefit tournament for Quentin Sears. Waiting on the permits before we post. And now, woke you up, didn't I? Scared you, didn't I, a little bit. Here we go. Tim Hawk fell asleep, woke up to see Scott still in his chair. Well done, Scott. Why is Hawkins falling asleep?
I don't know.
What's he really do?
Let's
make
get
you
on to
that
the
tired?
meat. Let's get to
Here
the
we
meat
go.
of this discussion.
All right, so you know what I'm going to let you do? I'm going to let you tell, you want me to let you read this, or you want me to tell what the tournament's going on?
Yeah, tell them what the term is.
Okay, so, we have an individual. I'm going to just read it straight from the, hell, that's too small. Let me do this again.
Just describe it.
Just describe it.
Just
So
describe
you have
it.
a tournament going on Lake Lanier.
And he's a participant on the live tonight.
He's a
It's-
participant. He is here.
Woodrow Courtney.
Woodrow Courtney, he is here. Now,
I've never met him.
Neither have I.
Okay.
No, neither have I. But he is throwing a tournament, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can keep any species of fish as long as it's over 1/2 pound. Am I correct?
Yes.
In that. It says pre-registration not required. This is this Saturday, October 31st. The weigh-in is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., which I'm going to say that is a very generous weigh-in time. The pre-registration is not required. The prizes are a $100 gift certificate in 3 categories: black bass, spotted bass included, line sides, and any fish, catfish, gar, etc. You get free ammo for entering 3 or more fish. 50 rounds of an angler's choice per team. You get 223 Remington, 9mm NATO, which I could use some, 22 long round, or you can get 100 rounds per team if the team captain is a member of the Lake Lanier Fishing Reports and Tips Facebook group. Now, you want me to read off the rules real quick?
No.
Okay, so basically we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Let me just ad lib a little bit, if that's
I'm
okay.
going to let you talk because you know what? My old man's matters kick in.
So today I chimed in on the post that Woodrow had put on the Lanier Fishing page. And the more I started to look at the post and look at the registration form, I was one that was quickly to jump to conclusions. A lot of people may think that I'm going to come across as forward and say that I'm against this tournament, when in fact, I think we all need to realize a few things. Number one, 2020 has been a crazy year. We've got a man that's trying to put on a tournament. He's abiding by state regulation, all the rules that are in the DNR rules. If this man wants to hold a tournament that allows for dead fish, the creel limits, whatever is in the rules, and he abide by the rules, he has every given right to do that. But what it does on the flip side is us or a few people that we're all opinionated. And so when we have our own opinions and we see a post like that, it rubs some people wrong
Quickly.
Yep. And I was one to jump to conclusion, post a few pictures, post a few gifts that, I thought that was out of character for me.
Right.
When in fact that this man has every given right to hold a tournament, to adhere to the regulations that are within the state guidelines. So I'm going to look into the camera and tell Woodrow that you have every given right to do that. And that is your belief and your opinion. but a lot of the tournament anglers and the average weekend angler have a different, may have a different opinion or feeling about the conservation of the fish. All of my tournaments I run with my rules. All of David Freeman's tournaments he runs with his rules. We have rules, regulations, and guidelines that we promote. Fish care is a priority for our tournaments. In your tournament that you wish to hold, it appears to be that you can weigh in dead fish. You can do whatever you want to from that standpoint. And that rubbed me wrong at that time. And therefore, I put out a few comments that I'd like to retract. Because, in fact, I'll get a little, I'm not political, I'll just get, I don't know the word for it, but I'll say this. There's too much division and hate in this world.
Amen.
And if we look at what we have in common, it's a brotherhood.
Mhm.
I've always said that anglers and fishermen, sportsmen, they have a brotherhood. No matter what political party you're with, if you're a Christian, if you're an atheist, whatever you believe in, what practices you believe in, the fact of the matter is we are and we do share a brotherhood.
Mhm.
Therefore, I'd like to offer up an opportunity that, you continue to do what you want to do for your tournament, and I wish you the best of success. As long as those individuals that participate and have the like-minded attitude and that they will do the same thing or follow your rules and regulations and the state regulations. But if that succeeds for you, great. This man apparently on his registration form, he gets nothing out of it. There's no registration fee. He's giving away ammo. I don't understand that, but at the same time,
Right.
at the same time, that's fine.
Right.
But I think it's giving him an opportunity. It's giving him an opportunity since he is a Christian, and I see that I friended him today. I friended him today on Facebook. He accepted the friendship, and I see that he lives for Jesus.
Oh, he does. Yeah, I follow his posts.
Yeah.
He
if-
absolutely, I love it. He's got some
So
good
with
posts.
him not receiving anything as a fee for the tournament, it's still giving him an opportunity to spread the message of what he wants to spread,
And
whatever
yeah.
that message is.
Right.
So at the end of the day, gentlemen, anglers, the brotherhood that I'm talking about, we have to look at the bigger picture. And if he wants to do this and have like-minded people that will participate in this, go for it. I'm all for it. My personal feeling is I just can't, I couldn't participate with the conservation of what I want to see these fish thrown back and do what they, know that we're putting together a plan in our tournaments that, fish care is a priority.
Right.
When I see something that fish care is not a priority, that rubs me the wrong way. Who determines what's right or wrong? It's not me. I'm not qualified to say what state regulations, biologists, or anybody else can come in here and give us the stats on what's happening. I just have a firm opinion, a firm belief on the way that I'm going to run tournaments, and I will continue to run the tournaments the way that I want to run. However, I do use the word compromise. I will compromise with a group of people and get input, and that input is valuable to me. That input weighs so much on the decisions that I make to try to make everybody happy. But what I've learned, you cannot make everybody happy.
Amen. I agree
Period.
with that.
So I hope everybody gets my point. And Woodrow, I wish you the best of luck. And I truly mean this. If there's any way that I can help you in your next event, I have 19 permits. And if I can help you spread your message in any way, you and I can talk one-on-one and come up with a format that will work for everyone and compromise to make that work.
See, that's awesome. And I see, Scott walked in today. He walked into this and he goes, listen, I'm going to give you an opinion on this that is not what people think are going to happen. Because we posted it. Scott asked if he could come up tonight, and he said he could come up. And I'm not going to lie. I'll be straight honest with you. I figured Scott was going to walk in here, and we were getting ready to have a blast off of different opinions. And there are still, I realize that, listen, there's a lot of different opinions out there. There's a lot of different opinions out there on this, and that's fine. I honestly expected Scott to walk in the door and not be an ass about it, because I know you, but I'm just being straight. That it's just, seriously, I expected him to come in and say, listen, because I know how important fish care is to Scott. We learned it with his podcast when he did it, because that was one of the big things we talked about in your podcast was fish care. And I've always known that is exactly what, he's about, fish care. So I'll be honest, I expect Scott to come in tonight and actually blast Woodrow a little bit. So I am pleasantly pleased that you said the words that you said. Now, there's still going to be out there guys that are going to disagree with you, and that's fine. Listen, you can disagree with it. That's fine. The problem is listen, and I think, Sal, I'm going to let you take this part. And you can comment on the tournament. You weren't really familiar with the situation going on.
I was not, and it's funny. My, one of the brothers in my club, he sent me that text today, and that was the first thing I read. I was like, I didn't understand it. The weigh-in. I mean, I'm not used to a weigh-in from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's in a church parking lot.
Yes, I think so in Beaufort. I think so.
Why is it there? Like, you can, if it's in the church parking lot because you want to spread the word of Jesus or God, that's great.
Uh-huh.
But why can't you do it in the parking lot at the ramp where you can release the fish?
Well, there's some regulations that go with that.
Is it all right, well, but if you have 49 boats or less, you don't need a permit, do you?
Yes, you do.
You do?
Yeah, you need a permit for anything over 11 boats.
But listen, if I'm not mistaken, he's got bank anglers that are going to.
That's right.
So this is kind of a different style tournament that a guy can sit under a bridge throwing cut bait and catching catfish. So the whole tournament is different spectrum.
So maybe that's why it's in this
what you're saying, and that might be it.
Yeah.
Now the big question, I would say this, and Woodrow, I would really love for you to comment in the comments real quick, is what happens with these fish when they're done? As long as they're keeping them and feeding somebody or whatever.
Yeah, so let me add to this, just so everybody knows, nothing is scripted here. I don't have anything written down, so kind of follow me here. I may go off track. I'm a little ADD, but
Good Lord.
Here we go.
Hold on a second, real quick. One goal of the tourney is participation by the common angler who may not own an expensive bass boat with a live well. John boats, kayakers, and shore anglers are all welcome. Catfish anglers are welcome. Crappie anglers are welcome. Whatever is biting, hit that see more for me. Josh, if you don't mind, where we got to go back, are welcome. Trying to squeeze these goals into the more common black bass format requires a lot more rules and tends to exclude many of our competing anglers.
Yeah, we can debate everything.
Right.
But the message that I was trying to get across is this. The krill limits are in the guidelines in the Georgia DNR. I don't care if you have 10 dead bass. I don't care if you have whatever the krill limit is. If every one of them is dead, it's fine to have this tournament.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So the beliefs and opinions of people may be rubbed wrong because we may think differently, but he has to have like-minded people to participate in his tournament, and I am all for that. Will I participate? The answer is I would, but my fish, I'm going to do everything possible to keep them alive, weigh them in. Your question about what happens to the fish, I read his comments intensively. I read every single comment that he replied. He's extremely educated and he knows what he's talking about.
Right.
But when the point comes across that if somebody brings whatever limit it is, and if they're all dead, that is acceptable. I want everybody to know that.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're dead or alive. As long as the krill limit is met or below, it's perfectly fine.
Gotcha.
So I hope that I don't want to get too biblical. I don't want to get,
I got one
religion.
over there if we want to pull it out. I got a Bible. We can do that.
But I will say that, one of the comments that was posted was specifically about in the Bible, and I'm not, look, I believe in Jesus Christ. I absolutely do. He saved my son.
You better.
I can get into a story about that. Now, other people on here don't believe. That's fine. You have your own opinion and belief, but we're all still a brotherhood, and I'm still trying to drive that message that we're all anglers.
Right.
So let me back up and say this, that the Bible, in one of the comments, a verse was talking about being wasteful.
Right.
If you're going to be wasteful, I disagree with it.
Gotcha.
If you're going to have dead fish, then manage it. Be the tournament director that puts in place rules, regulations, and guidelines that say, should you have dead fish, you as the tournament director will be responsible for those dead fish, not to give them back to those anglers and let them just go discard them or waste them or throw them back in the lake, but give them to you as the tournament director. Take the responsibility of cleaning them, putting them on ice, and give them to a family that needs them.
Okay.
That's the end of the discussion.
I agree with that.
Bottom line.
And that's the whole thing. Just make sure they're not wasted.
That's right.
Now, listen, Paul, I'm going to let you chime in because, again, you're in a different eyesight because you're in the kayak world. I'm going to read this one comment, though, real quick before I do that from Joey Grimes. The whole ammo deal is what I'm concerned about. Easy to end up in the wrong hands. I have many guns. I get that. Listen, that's very fair. However, you can go to Walmart or anything and you can buy that same ammo. So it's not like getting a gun. So I kind of agree with it. I don't mind somebody giving away ammo for a prize and stuff like that. It is a little different. It's not your typical prize of a tournament.
Raises a lot of eyebrows, though.
It raises eyebrows. But I tell you what, listen. Man, ammo's expensive, these days. It's not the cheapest
It's hard
thing.
to come by.
Woodrow Courtney, we trust the anglers to handle the fish. I've seen lots of Louisiana tournaments allow dead fish. Anglers take them home. Never seen a problem. And listen, Woodrow, I'm going to let Paul speak real quick, and then I will come back to that. But from a kayak point of view, now, but here's another thing. You fish a lot of different stuff. I mean, you're chasing trout one day, and then you're chasing. you're all over the place, guys. You need to really follow Paul on his social media too, because you post a lot of great pictures, and you're really. You do. You seriously do, and you do a lot. This is kind of a, you bring a different perspective than. Sal, you're a big boat fisherman, tournament angler. You're a big boat lake tournament angler like that. Mm-hmm. You're, even though you fish the big lakes and the kayaks, it's a little bit different perspective. So you've heard all this stuff. What is your honest opinion? And if you disagree with this, I don't mind a dissenting comment. What is your opinion on this?
I'm just afraid that I've got to follow him on that. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. He wrote that.
I saw that post. I read the rules.
I got a senior moment coming up here shortly.
Well, go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Go ahead.
I'll be honest. I read it. I didn't really. I like the idea of opening something up to everybody, kayak, bank anglers, whatever, and I like the idea of having any number of species available. That sounds cool. But for me, I wasn't sure on the rules, I guess, how do I win? And it's kind of the more I looked at it, and this will probably dovetail with Scott's point, I just kind of asked myself, is this tournament for me?
Right.
And the answer was no.
Gotcha.
And I think that's maybe a lot of people getting hot about it Like we talked about, a lot of guys, we overstate sometimes how many guys are out there that are really meat hunters that are filling the cooler every time out versus how many guys are, 100% catch and release. I think, to me, you're free to choose.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm free to choose whether or not to participate. Woodrow's got a good cause. He's a good guy. I like a lot of the stuff he puts out on message boards and Facebook and whatnot. But he can't force people to participate.
That's correct.
And I hope he has a good turnout. I hope they have a good cause to give the fish to. Maybe they have a hell of a fish fry. At the
Yeah,
end.
sure.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah, I wish them all the
but-
success in the world. And Joe Grimes, he's posted a lot about, felons can't buy or possess ammo. I
But
think,
you don't do a background check when you go to Walmart to buy, or Academy to
again,
buy.
I'm not qualified to answer
Yeah, I
any
mean,
questions.
I
don't think
understand what
anybody
he's
here-
saying.
But I truly understand what he's saying. So again, I think it should fall upon the tournament director, and I'm not pointing anything to Woodrow to say, hey, man, you better be careful, but I am saying you need to be prepared. There's a
Right.
difference of being careful and being prepared.
Right.
So just be prepared to do the right thing and follow the rules and guidelines. That's, you obviously, can look at those laws that, hell, I don't really know what I'm trying to say
I
other
know what
than
you're trying to say, yeah.
if somebody can come in and get ammo that's a felon, that's a problem.
I agree with
And
that.
I'm not bashing the tournament. I'm not bashing the tournament. I'm just saying be extremely cautious and be prepared for
Yeah.
that.
Well, I think,
So I agree with Joe.
Yeah, I
basically.
understand what Joe's saying. He's absolutely right. But I do think that, let's be honest, a felon that has a gun probably ain't worried about the background checks, the game laws. He'll figure out a way to get that ammo for his gun.
Hey, Kurt Wehunt, are you still on?
I don't know if
Kurt
he is or not.
Wehunt, comment and say you're still on.
All right, while we're waiting on Kurt, I want to read this too. This is the tournament that Sal was talking about. Black Friday, Bassin for Benny. Weedy Outdoors, Friday, November 27th. Safe daylight to 3 p.m. Launch at the Highway 48 boat ramp in Weedy, Alabama. The weigh-in is to be held at the Rice Pavilion. GPS coordinates. All right, this is awesome. 3321.118 north, 85.31. Good Lord, my eyes. .673 west.
Is that where to catch him?
Listen, that is the first time in the history of my life
up there
somebody
with the
gave
boat
me
and find
directions by the daggum coordinates. But everybody's got GPS, so if you can't find it, that's on you. 33.21.118 north, 85.31.673 west.
That's my best brush pile.
That's your preference. Hey, listen, that's a whole nother argument. Listen, can I say something about Saturday when we fished with you guys? Another thing about you electric guys?
Sure.
Y'all put out too many daggum brush piles.
Yeah, there's a lot
Listen,
of
we pulled up. Listen, this is a whole lot. We might have all y'all back next week, but listen to this. This is no lie. We pulled up to a island, all right, in the middle of the lake. We're not down in the south. We're on the big water, and my partner says, "Look at this. Look at the waypoints," and I mean, it was polka dotted. Now, you listen. There was 52 brush piles on a piece of land sticking out of the water that was 25 by 25 wide.
They're distractions. Go for the ones on the outside of them.
So you're saying a lot.
That's the real
Okay, so listen. So what you're saying is a lot of guys put out mock scrapes, mock brush piles.
No.
Listen, a lot of people did a lot of work for these brush piles. But here's the thing, and I know we're getting off subject, but let me read Woodrow's thing. We're rednecks for Jesus, amen. We're prepared, we're careful, we're legal. Ammo doesn't frighten us. It's harder to get ammo from us than from Academy. Hey, listen, sis. Now, okay, good. So I think in that answer right there, he answered your question.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
And he's prepared.
and again, I'm not bashing him whatsoever.
Right.
I'm just saying be prepared.
But again, that tells you that if what he is saying is true,
Yeah,
he's done his homework, and whatever that may be,
sure.
and Woodrow is willing to take the responsibility for the results of whatever he gives out that day, prize-wise, like you would with the pit crew.
Absolutely.
Like you would, I guess, with, I don't know if you run the Lost Mountain Bass Masters. Do you run that or you just participate?
We're all brothers. Like we all help each other.
Okay,
but
so-
I don't run it. No, I don't.
But-
But, I
but
have run
same
a
thing.
tournament on Lanier one time.
Okay.
And we were trying to raise money for the Relay for Life.
Gotcha.
So the reason I was asking for Kurt Wehunt, there's a story behind that.
He must have gone to bed. 'cause
No,
the
he was
Dodgers
there.
ain't-
He is there?
He's still there.
Is he?
I saw the comment.
I didn't see that.
It's
So,
up there.
Wait, did he
little
go up there a
so
little
I'm
bit?
going to tell you, Woodrow,
There he is. Yes, sir.
Woodrow.
Okay.
Kurt needs to fish this tournament. Here's why. I run a lot of tournaments.
Oh, God, here we go.
Have you seen Kurt lately? He has not missed a meal in like ever.
Listen, he's a healthy.
Ever. He's
He is-
very healthy.
He's very healthy.
So
I saw
at my
him.
tournaments, Kurt would walk around the boats at weigh-in and walk around and scratch and walk up to people and go, "Hey, you got any dead fish? I'll take those dead fish from you." Kurt would literally take every single
Listen
dead
to that
fish.
now. Oh, yeah.
But we absolutely encouraged everybody that had a fish that would not survive into the water in the summer months. Don't throw them back. Put them on the, right there by the scales. Kurt would take them, he would fillet them and eat them up 100%.
Okay. All right.
So that's your answer.
So
Kurt
there's
needs
your
to be
answer.
at your
So
wedding.
listen, if you got a dead fish on Lake Lanier, we're going to give you Kurt Wehunt's contact information. Call me tomorrow. I'm going to give Scott and give me his name and
Are we
number.
going to mail them to him?
We'll do what? Listen, seriously. Listen. Chicken of the lake. I get what he's saying. Chicken of the sea. So
Chicken
listen,
if the lake, whatever.
chicken if the lake. Listen, guys, I mean, it's, let's be honest. I mean, it don't hurt to eat a fish every
No,
now and then.
no,
I love crappie. I'm serious, but I want to go catch some walleye. Now, Ralphie, this guy named Ralphie brought me some walleye. Okay, what are we doing here? Wait a second. Did I bring up a whole nother
Oh boy.
topic? Do I need to have all of you
The
back?
two
next-
northerners
Yes.
at the table just went,
Oh, yeah. Wait a second.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Wait a
We
second.
need to talk.
You're a Yankee
We need to
too,
figure things
"Oh,
out.
my parents are. I'm from down here."
but you got Yankee blood in you.
Yeah.
I'm giving away 2 rods to a couple of Yankees tonight. Oh my God, Scott.
You got like a 6'10" medium light, that'd be a good walleye rod.
Okay, so listen. He gave me a big block of walleye. I've never eaten walleye in my life.
It's the most delicious thing ever.
Scott looking at me like am I missing something, son?
I caught a couple one night in a night tournament and took them home and filleted them, and they were very good. Very good.
Did you cook them or did your wife cook them?
I cooked them. Yeah.
Bull.
No, I'm serious. I fried
Seriously,
them.
bull.
Mhm.
How'd you cook them?
Fried them.
You fried them.
Fried them.
Okay. all right.
Got the recipe from Kurt Wehunt.
Did you really? Hey, listen, I tell you, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna come out with the Kirk Wehunt cookbook.
You need to.
Does he do deer meat and all that stuff too, or is he just? Listen,
don't know.
Kurt, I just met you for the first time Saturday. I love you. I appreciate your support and all that. So I hope you ain't mad at me. But if you got a couple fish tips and on how to cook some of these walleye, I would appreciate it because I'm gonna cook them up. So
By the way, I want to let everybody know, no matter what political party you are with,
oh God,
here we go. I'm
Man,
crossing the line. You need to go vote.
that-
Go
Listen,
vote. Vote.
listen.
Vote.
ESPN's been shoving them commercials down my butt the
Go
last few
vote.
days. You can't watch a baseball game without saying, you got all these athletes. Guys, voting is the most important thing you've ever done. And
Hey.
I'll tell you, half of them can't even read the teleprompter they're reading.
I can't watch a baseball game because the friggin' Dodgers are in them.
I know, Dodgers. Listen, Kurt.
Kurt's a damn Dodgers fan,
and the
too.
Dodgers suck.
Oh.
I don't care. Listen, the Dodgers suck.
He had COVID in the 8th inning, and then they let him know that he had COVID in the 8th inning. What the hell is all
I
that
think
about?
everybody listen, the media
Yeah.
wanted the Dodgers to win from the get-go, but I'm just going to tell you right now, I don't care who you are. I'm a Braves fan. The Dodgers suck. Period. You suck if you're a Dodgers fan. We can be friendly outside of baseball season, but Kurt, listen, you suck because you're a Dodgers fan. You may keep good fish, you may eat fish, but you suck. So there you go. And what's a good football team that I don't like? Listen, Rednecks should vote. Listen, we don't get too political on this. Oh, Kurt, groceries is groceries. See, he can't even spell right. That's because you're a Dodger fan. that right there proves you're a Dodger fan because you
Can't
can't
stand the
nut
Dodgers.
it. But listen, the mayor is correct. All right, for the last one, I'm ready for this election to be over with. I don't, whatever.
I am too.
And how?
All right, it's the way our country has gotten. It's kind of like Dodgers rule, man got a ring playing with COVID, that's the man. BS. You played the freaking Tampa Bay Devil Rays. I mean, the high school team up here could beat them. They suck too.
But you know what, Danny? I hate to interrupt you. I want to say
Are you
something.
getting ready to get serious again?
Yeah, I am going to get
You're
serious.
you're killing my humor.
It's an honor for us, for all of us to be here,
It is.
to take this topic on.
Gators fan.
To take this topic on.
Is
But
it really?
at the end of the day, man, you're doing something good for the community.
Thank you.
You really are. And so when I said that we're a brotherhood, we are a brotherhood of anglers that are on the water,
Yep.
out there
Absolutely.
in sports. You've got a business. Hammond's got a business. Oakwood's got a business. I've got a business. So many people out there that rely on networking, relationships, everything that we're striving for. You got to take a topic like that was exposed to
Right.
us today,
Right.
and you got to look at the bigger picture with
Yep.
everything.
I agree.
I know so many people probably would have thought that I was going to come out and do some bashing.
I did.
When in fact that you got to look at what's right, what's wrong, and those are the black and white sections.
I agree.
But there's always a gray, and the gray is the rub, and I know I've already talked about that, but everybody has an opinion and belief.
Mm-hmm.
And if you feel firm and strong with your opinions and belief, follow those. Know that you have a backbone to stand on and stand with, that your opinion matters.
Gotcha.
That's it. But
Gotcha.
but we do appreciate you doing what you're
Thank
doing.
you. I'll tell you this. Yes, we actually. I mean, look, I have a Hammond shirt on. I don't know of too many companies that are wearing other competitors, but I don't. See
I got
them as
one, too.
competitors. I don't see them as competitors. The dugout. It's all good. Look, there's enough to go around for everybody. But I tell you what, Josh and I have built this company and are building this company on one simple purpose. Is to build the community up. The business will come. You
Yep.
build the community up and get the message out, treat people right. It doesn't matter where they, whatever. So we're all good with that. So we're getting ready to end this. We have gone an hour and 31 minutes. This is definitely the longest. I guess the new format helps. Sal, listen, man, I'm sorry because we had a different plan. You came up and you
This
got
has been
involved with this,
great.
but this is great.
Don't you apologize for
Paul,
nothing.
you were coming to get abroad and you got stuck into something like that. We knew the mayor was going to come give his speeches. That's what politicians do. All right, but anyway, I appreciate Scott. Our wives are friends and stuff like that, so it's great. But listen, guys, honestly, before I get ready to end this, I hope you enjoyed this kind of new format that we're doing. This is kind of what you're going to expect on our lives from here on out. We're going to get people together. We got the mics, and it's a lot better to talk about these topics, and we'll cover all aspects. So not every time we're going to cover whether a person should hold up a 5.2-pound spotted bass. We're going to cover techniques. We'll get, crappy guys in here. And we're also going to do this kind of on the podcast. Now, on the podcast, we're going to start posting them straight to YouTube, and we're going to go live from YouTube. So you get the podcast when I have somebody or a group of people in here doing the podcast. You're going to get the warts and all. So it's not going to be edited anymore. It's going to be straight up what we're doing, and it's going to be straight to our YouTube channel so that you can go in, you can watch it. If we can figure out how to put this one on our YouTube channel, we'll get it there. But I really want to thank this, guys, and I don't thank him enough. I want to thank Josh, my partner, because listen, here's the honest truth. I get to sit on here every day. When we do these lives, I get to talk. You guys come to the store. But behind the scenes, what you don't realize is Josh is sitting over there behind this TV that I'm watching. He's pressing these buttons.
Josh, come over here.
Come on,
I'm
Josh,
going to tell you.
hey, listen,
Come
Josh,
over here,
walk around
Josh.
here, and so everybody can see your ugly mug.
At the end of the day, we need to show
I'm afraid
Josh.
to
Come
turn
on,
one of the
Josh.
cameras, I'm
Just
like
real
breaking.
quick. Listen, just walk around and sit behind me. And Josh
We
is
gotta
shy.
put you
Come
on
on,
camera,
Josh.
too.
Come on. He's not going to do it. Oh, has he got the camera? Well, switch the camera.
Switch the camera.
Switch the camera. There's Josh.
Josh is the man
Josh got all
that makes
these-
it happen.
He got all these. Look, yeah, there you go. Take your swig right there. He's got these new toys that came in an hour before the show. All right, he goes, let's do it. And so these are the things that, okay, listen, we love hammers, we love.
Josh gets a free rod.
Josh gets a rod.
Josh gets a free rod.
Josh bought the daggone
Look,
rod.
Joe Grant,
Look,
I mean,
Nathan-
Nathan DeYoung has absolutely made the most important comment tonight. Josh, you get a rod. So that's it.
Well, okay, Josh, yeah, there you go. So Josh, you get it on, hell, all that. But listen, seriously, this is the kind of stuff that, now listen, this is it. We love everybody in our community, but this is stuff here at Fish North Georgia, and these kind of things. It's what we're going to do. We're going to grow this community, and we have no problem getting people in here with different opinions, like-minded things. And so this is what we offer to our fishing community. Everybody has their place. Everybody has their place to fill, and we feel this is ours, giving video work and stuff like this. So, again, guys, next week, different topic. We'll have some different guys in here. We hope this is going to become something that you are worth. It's worth your time. We want to earn your time doing this. So we appreciate every single person that has watched this, has hung around, and that will watch this tomorrow. We appreciate the guys like Justin Warren and Blake Buchanan who come in here. You know, Blake, it took him a long time to get the question of the week. He kind of sucked at that. But they come in and they help us set this up. Because, guys, we were setting this up with 5 minutes to go in this show. Josh had to run to the Dollar General and get, what was it, an HDMI cord? Yeah. Because we were just going around like crazy, and we had this plan, and everything we did tonight pretty much was off script. So, Paul, you're always involved in our page. I appreciate you. The pictures that you do. Keep posting, brother. It's awesome. Sal, you're going to come back, and you got something to say? You want to say?
If I wanted to win another FX rod, what would be a good way to do that?
You need, listen, he's in marketing. He is a brilliant SOB like that. Listen, you got to go to the Fish North Georgia page, and you got to spend $35 on our online store, or come into the store, spend $35. You get entered into the drawing that will be Sunday for an FX rod, and if you spend over $60, you're entered into the titanium rod, which is like almost $330. And we're just going to give them away, because, hell, we give away rods here. That's all we're good for. You walk in the door, give a rod away. You know, just tell us you won something, and we're going to give you a rod away. But seriously, Sal, we're going to have you back do a podcast.
Yeah.
Sal, honestly, Sal came in with the expectations of this was going to be a little bit different show. And given the current landscape of the stuff that's happened over the last couple of days, it morphed a little bit, and you were nice enough to say, hey, hell, let's do it.
Yeah.
And you were here. So I appreciate your, I don't even know what the word is.
Patience.
Well, patience is one being amicable to change real quick.
Well, listen, you got the mayor. I didn't know they called you the mayor. Are you the mayor? I don't know.
Hell, he thinks he's the mayor. Listen to that.
But, to come here for the first time and meet Paul and the guys behind the scenes, this is great. I'm excited. This is fun.
It is, and it's going to be good. And Mayor, listen. I ain't blowing smoke up your ass. It's too late at night. Okay, but I do appreciate what you do. You know that.
Yeah.
I've talked to you about that, and I tell you what, you surprised me with the answers. So I appreciate your honesty. I may even vote for you. I don't know. It just depends on what you run. But anyway, okay. So again, Paul, Scott, Sal, Josh, Justin, Blake, everybody that's been a part, guys that you have stayed. We hope that this is getting ready to be the future. Hey, show the mayor wave, and he's doing his wave. Finally, there you go. Got to get him in. One last. There goes Paul. Let's show Sal one more time. There's
Peace.
Sal. Listen, this is getting ready to be the norm in how we do stuff. And I hope you enjoyed it. Give us some feedback. All right, you can message me. Give me the comments. Go to our YouTube page. You got to subscribe to that. Help us with our guides and our podcast that's coming out. All you guys, listen. If you're new to the group, like James Larry, listen. Share it with people. Tell them, listen. This is something you got to listen to. And all you guys down below Atlanta, I got to get you guys involved as well. We are so Lake Lanier heavy. Well, I want to talk about Alatoona, Hartwell, Blue Ridge,
West
Carter's, West Point, seriously, and all these little lakes. So as we do this, guys, here, we're going to have group discussion. This is one of the best things that I think, ideas that Josh has had. Let's buy some more mics and let's get some guys going. So, listen. Hour and 40 minutes. We've taken up enough of your time. We love you here at Fish North Georgia. We will see you next week. We'll talk to you tomorrow. You guys come in, guys, again.
That's a wrap.
It's a wrap, and I appreciate you more than you know.
Thank you.